Shwmai, I'm Adam and welcome to the garden. Gardening has been a part of my life since I was 3 years old. I've gardened from a very young age. From when my grandfather encouraged me out into the garden, I learned a wealth of knowledge of just pottering about and playing in the garden. And I really believe that gardening is a beneficial activity for children. There's so much you can learn and do in the garden. It opens up so many opportunities. And in this video today, I'm going to share 3 activities that you can do at home with your children. Activity number 1 is sowing seeds. I have opted for radish here. Now radish are a great option because they grow quickly, therefore maintaining your child's interest, but they also come in all manner of sizes and colours, but you can choose whichever seeds you prefer. So to complete this activity, we need a container or a pot. You could recycle an old washing up bowl just as I'm doing here, some peat-free compost and seeds of your choice. Firstly, draw straight lines creating little rows or wells within the compost with your finger, no deeper than about half a centimetre to a centimetre. Then, with your seeds, carefully open them. Some packs come double skinned and therefore there's an inner pack, but with this pack, as you can see here, the seeds are loose. So be careful at this stage, just in case you lose seeds across the compost unintentionally. Dip the seeds into the palm of your hand, and the best thing about radish seeds is that they're large enough for the children to be able to pick up and spread evenly across the rows. So what can we learn from sowing seeds? Well, ultimately it's patience, to know that our food takes time to grow and where it grows, but as well responsibility, because these seeds will require water over the next few weeks to help them develop as strong as possible. It's a good idea to record the development or the growth of the seedlings by taking photos every week or drawing an illustration of the growth and monitoring how quick they develop. And then within 3 to 4 weeks you should have fresh, crunchy radish ready to harvest, as you can see here. Activity number 2 is creating a bug hotel. You could purchase a bug hotel like you can see here in the video, or create your own one using recycled materials around the house. Bug hotels are important because they attract all manner of pollinators and insects into the garden that will help your plants in the garden, but also be exciting to monitor and watch as the season progresses. As you can see here, I have an old plastic pop bottle full of bamboo canes and sticks collected from around the garden. This provides a fantastic bug hotel for creatures, and if you just tie a bit of string around it, you can then hang that up in a hedge, near a shed, or anywhere in the garden where insects can happily find their way into the hotel. Creating a bug hotel teaches us that our gardens are home to so many varieties of creatures and insects, that they're not just places for us to enjoy, and that we should respect that nature has a place in our gardens as well. Lastly, hang your insect hotel up in a quiet area in the garden, ready for those insects to come and visit. If you would like to learn more about how you can create your own insect or bug hotel at home, please visit the botanicgarden.wales website and the Growing the Future section of the website, where there's a video tutorial and a step-by-step guide. Activity number 3 is creating your own wildflower seed bombs. This helping us increase the biodiversity of our gardens with native wildflowers. For this activity you will need some flour, some compost, some water and a packet of wildflower seeds of your choice, preferably those with the bee symbol that are beneficial for pollinators. The first step is to create a gloopy paste to help bind the compost together to create the seed balls. For this you will need to use your flour and water. In terms of measurements, roughly half the amount of flour to the amount of water. So in this bucket I am placing 300 grams of flour to 600 litres of water. But there's no need to be too worried about measurements. The important thing is ensuring that the consistency of the compost is gloopy enough to form the balls, and that will vary depending upon how wet your compost is in the first place. Stir the flour well within the water to create your thick gloopy paste ready to add to your compost. The next step is to mix the wildflower seeds in your bucket of compost. Ideally, use a separate bucket for this to ensure that you can spread the seeds evenly around the compost. The best way to do this is to get your hands right into the compost and give it a good mix until you're confident that the seeds have reached every part of the compost. We do this to ensure that we have an even spread of seeds throughout the seed bombs, this ensuring that we have wildflowers in all parts of the garden where we throw the bombs. Next comes the really gooey, icky and messy part, but this is the most fun. Think of it as if you're making a chocolate compost seed cake with your gluey water and flour paste and your compost. Get your hands right into the compost, turning in the paste as much as possible until you find that the compost naturally binds together, allowing you to create your seed bombs. If you find that the compost is still a little dry, then add a little bit more paste just to allow the compost to bind. And parents, I warn you, this part of the process is the most messy and sticky, but it's really a lot of fun for the children. Lastly, with the palms of both your hands, form little snowball-sized objects with the compost itself, and these are your seed bombs. Create as many as necessary, ideally enough so that you can have a bit of a throwing competition at the end to see who can throw the seed bombs the furthest, or even a seed bomb fight as well, as long as the seed bombs land in areas of the garden that you wish to see wildlife flowers growing. There's so many things you can do in the garden with the children. I hope that this video has shown you some of the things that you can try at home yourselves. There's only one thing left for it now, to have a competition on who can throw the seed bomb the furthest.